Hey there and welcome. Today we're jumping into something that, well, it affects every single one of us every single day, your daily energy balance. So let me ask you this. Have you ever woken up, after what should have been a solid night's sleep, and you just feel flat? Like your personal battery is already down to 20% before your day has even really started? It's such a frustrating feeling. And trust me, you are not alone in this.
Well, what if the key to cracking this whole energy puzzle is actually way simpler than you think? What if it could be boiled down to something you can see on a single page? That's exactly what we're going to do, using this fantastic visual as our map. Think of it like a cheat sheet for your own personal energy, a really clear breakdown of what fills you up versus what completely drains you.
All right, so let's get into the tough part first, because to fix an energy leak, you've got to find it first. We're about to dive into all the common things that slowly and sometimes secretly empty our batteries day in and day out.
Now looking at a long list of things that drain us can feel, well, a little overwhelming. So to make this way more manageable, we're going to split them into two main buckets. The first is everything that's going on inside our own heads, our mindset. And the second is all about our daily habits and the world around us, our lifestyle.
You know what's really wild here is just how much of our energy we spend just thinking. I mean, look at this list. Fear, self-criticism, negative thinking. These aren't physical things, but wow, they can be more exhausting than a full-on workout. Dwelling on stuff that already happened or putting off what's next, it's kind of like leaving a dozen apps running in the background on your phone, all of them secretly killing your battery.
And then, of course, we've got the external stuff. Some of these are pretty obvious, right? Like overworking, not getting enough sleep, trying to run on fast food and alcohol. But look at the more subtle ones here. The constant flood from social media and the news, or even just the physical clutter in your room or on your desk. Every single one is a small but steady leak in your energy. Okay, that was the heavy stuff, I know. But understanding what drains you is only half the story. So now let's totally flip the script and talk about the good part, how to recharge. Let's look at some simple but really powerful ways to fill that tank right back up.
So, just like our minds can drain us, they can also be our most powerful charging station. This is the perfect antidote to that mental burnout we were just talking about. Just look at these. Learning something new, it sparks your curiosity, and that creates energy. Simplifying your life reduces that mental load. And practices like gratitude, meditation, and consciously choosing to think positive, these aren't just fluffy, feel-good ideas. They are active, powerful ways to recharge your mental battery.
And here's the other side of the coin, the lifestyle givers. Each one of these is a direct deposit into your energy account. Swapping out processed junk for healthy whole foods, making time for real, genuine connection with people, not just endless scrolling, getting outside in nature, feeling the sun, heck, even just putting on your favorite song can completely shift your energy. These are the real tangible chargers you can plug into every single day.
So, what does this all really boil down to? It's a series of choices we make every day. Just take your mindset. Negative thinking literally triggers your stress response, releasing cortisol and physically draining your body's resources. But when you consciously choose to lean into positive thinking, focusing on what you're grateful for or looking for a solution, you're not just changing your mood, you are actively generating and saving energy. It's the same brain, but a totally different result.
And that exact same idea applies directly to what's on your plate. It is a super clear input-output system. Fast food, it makes your body work overtime just to process it, and that leads to that crash we all know so well. Healthy food, on the other hand, gives you clean, sustained fuel. The choice is pretty simple. Are you going to borrow energy from tomorrow, or are you going to invest in it? Now let's think about your space. Every single thing in your line of sight is competing for your brain's attention. Clutter creates this constant, low-level stress. It's like a background process that's eating up all your mental RAM. Nature and simplicity do the exact opposite. They actually give your mind a chance to breathe and reset, calming all that noise and restoring your energy.
And finally, we have what might be the toughest choice in our modern world, the choice of how we use our time. We tend to glorify being busy, right? We wear overworking like it's some kind of badge of honor. But as this shows so clearly, it's a false economy. Pushing through exhaustion is a direct withdrawal from your physical and mental health. Real sustainable energy doesn't come from hustle culture. It comes from the ultimate giver, making deep sleep and actual rest a priority.
Okay, so we've identified the leaks, we've identified the chargers, but just knowing this stuff, it isn't enough, is it? The real magic happens when we actually turn all this awareness into action. So let's talk about building your own personal energy toolkit. But before we get into the practical steps, I need to say this because it is so important.
The goal here is absolutely not perfection. You don't have to get rid of every single drain and adopt every giver overnight. Honestly, that's just a recipe for more stress. The real key is to just start making one small, conscious choice at a time.
So here it is, a super simple 3-step energy reset you can do like right now. First, identify your number 1 drain. Just look back at that list. Which one is hitting you the hardest right now? Second, choose one simple giver. Not something big and complicated, just one easy thing you can add. And third, make the swap. Just for today. When you feel that drain pulling at you, consciously pivot and choose your giver instead. And that brings us right here to the final and, honestly, the most important question. This isn't about some huge life overhaul tomorrow or next week. It's about one small, deliberate choice right now. So, thinking about everything we've just covered, what is the one small thing you will do to recharge your battery today?